Game Theory just dropped a video about me? What the hell is that about? What is that? What is this video? Ah, interesting. Fascinating. Oh, wow. He made a video about In Space with Markiplier. I knew that he played it. That's so nice of him. That's so sweet. That's so nice. That's so sweet. Oh. MatPat is just such a sweetheart, and I'm kind of curious of what this video is. If I watch this, it might have spoilers for part 1, but there shouldn't be anything for part 2 because MatPat has not seen part 2. Okay, here we go. Captain.
Always did have a choice. You have a choice here.
I did not know that this was going to be coming out. Like, dead serious. This just got uploaded like a few minutes ago. So watching this is my first time even knowing that this was going to happen. So I'm very curious of where this is going to go. Obviously, all support to MatPat and the Game Theorists. If you want to check it out, leave a like on this video. I also want to say that all the people that have done playthroughs of Space, thank you so much, those of you who have watched it on stream. If you guys see anyone that is streaming, be on the lookout for when part 2 drops. If you see anyone that is streaming or does a video about it, leave a like, show some love. It's incredible. I'm so honored that people would. So this is kind of an interesting little surprise for me. So here we go.
This is the final confrontation.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, the show that's officially decided that a multi-choice YouTube series is in fact a video game. That's right, today we're talking about the wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey story of In Space with Markiplier, the follow-up to Mark's first YouTube original, A Heist with Markiplier. Both projects have you teaming up with Mark to navigate through a choose-your-own-adventure style quest. Of course, things don't go as planned, and the resulting chaos has you whip-panning your way through a sea of interesting places and people.
You gotta separate your bones from your meat, otherwise you're gonna get chaos.
I mean, the man has a great point there. You do have to separate the bones from the meat. And in outer space, things get even more interesting. Engines are looking good, Captain. Really, the supporting cast for this thing is out of this world. Chef's kiss, mwah, 10 out of 10. Speaking of things that are out of this world, seamless segue for the win, as you might expect from anything sci-fi, In Space doesn't just mess with branching pathways, but also with time loops, wormholes, and the multiverse. All concepts that boil down to one thing: lore. Now, if this was any other project, I probably wouldn't be making this video, but with In Space Part 1 being Markiplier's biggest and most ambitious project ever, I suspected that these personalities might be making a return. Sure, you can play through In Space to kill off Mark as many times as you want. Totally fine. If that's what you want to do, great, go for it. But there were also moments that kept setting off my theorist senses, namely the constant or one-off lines that seem to imply a greater history to this world. Lines like,
Do you even know who you are?
Sprinkled throughout told me that there was a mystery here, a big reveal waiting in the wings to happen in part 2, so I dug in. And let me tell ya, there is a lot hidden here. Buckle up, theorists, because I'm about to launch your brains into the stratosphere. I think I've figured out what the main climax of In Space with Markiplier Part 2 is gonna be, and despite all the hints that Mark's been throwing out, I don't think it's what you'd expect.
I'm going to pause this for just a second because I am incredibly curious as to what he is going to say here. What he says in this video, he does not know where part 2 goes. So I am curious, and I will not confirm or deny anything that he says. I'm going to keep watching because I am curious. All right, here we go.
Also, before I get too deep into this, I'm sure some of you are thinking that I've cheated, that I'm gonna spoil the ending because I was in the show. The truth is, I wouldn't be making this video if I did know the ending. Mark is a good friend, and he's worked really hard on this project. I wouldn't want to ruin the surprise that he has for his audience. When working on the show, I never saw the whole thing. I was only exposed to the parts that I was in. TLDR here, I don't want to act as the Tom Holland of this MCU, Markiplier Connected Universe. This is being treated like any other video that we do. We're dissecting clues that are presented within the videos that we have at our disposal, and that's it. We're not pulling from any extra insider information. So in my initial playthrough of In Space on GT Live, I pointed out that we needed to be wary of Celsi, the head of Cryo played by Pamela Horton. You see, Pam's most notable character to date has been Celine from Who Killed Markiplier, a 4-part murder mystery released back in 2017 about a friendly poker night that goes south. And when it comes to Markiplier lore, this series really is the foundation for his MCU, as it provides us the backstories for pivotal recurring characters. In it, a pompous jerk named Actor Mark dies. Yep, that is officially what he's known as in the canon. And the primary suspects include his childhood friend Damien the mayor, Damien's sister and Mark's ex-wife, the mystical Celine, and the wacky mustache-twirling, gun-toting Colonel.
Life needs a bit of madness, eh, chap?
It turns out Actor Mark's death was all part of a greater plan. Thanks to some magic within the mansion, Actor Mark is able to take over Damien's body, while Damien and Celine both take over your body, which gives rise to Mark's most infamous character, the red and blue filtered Darkiplier. Meanwhile, seeing his friends die and come back to life takes a bit of a toll on the old Colonel, which causes him to go mad. All these characters then recur throughout Markiplier's other narrative videos. So when In Space features a surprise appearance by Wilford boogieing down to 70s music wearing largely the same outfit he was wearing in Mother Loving Wharfstache, you know that these canons are going to be somehow connected. Given those connections, I did some digging on Pam's new character, Celsi. Celsi, Celine, very similar. So could these two actually be the same character? Could Celsi in this new series actually be the seer Celine from Who Killed Markiplier? The answer is, surprisingly, no. Mark has definitely put some parallels in there, but I couldn't find a linchpin to say that the two were definitely one and the same. So why put in a red herring like that? Well, just because Celsi isn't Celine doesn't mean that Celine isn't aboard the ship. Take a look at Doreen's clothes. The outfit Doreen's wearing is a flowy black dress covered in a celestial pattern, stars, planets, that kind of thing, which is incredibly similar to the dress that was worn by the mystical Celine throughout Who Killed Markiplier. But that's not all. In one of the secret endings, Doreen appears and says some very familiar sounding lines.
But that's your choice. You always did have a choice.
I won't force this on you. You have a choice here.
Celine as a character has always been about choice, talking about giving us a choice or a lack of choice that we have, so it's important that Doreen is saying these exact same things. And finally, Doreen gives us this very important line.
So, Mrs. Whitaker, we need you to get in the asteroid.
I'm not married anymore, young man.
A fact that gets repeated a couple times.
I told you I'm not married anymore.
Why make us so aware of this detail about a seemingly random character? Well, it's designed to point us in the direction of another character we know, the only other main character within the franchise to be divorced, Celine. She was divorced from the actor Mark in Who Killed. In short, Celsi was the logical stepping stone, a hint from Mark to us theorists that Celine was in fact here, just not in the body that we expected her to be in. Not in Celsi, but in Doreen. So Celine is here, and Wharfstache is definitely here, then where are the other characters from the story? Where are actor Mark, and most importantly of all, Darkiplier? At the start of the story, when we're introduced to our head engineer and primary Mark, he gives us lines that seem to imply that we go way back.
Just like old times, eh, Captain?
And then later, in the majority of the endings, we're confronted by an old version of Mark, one who again seems to share a long history with us.
Friend of mine. Oh, close confidant. I'm historic. Dangers of conversation.
One who apparently has something to apologize for.
I'm sorry about a lot of things.
And someone who's been waiting a long time to try and stop our apparently evil plans?
I can't let you win. This is the final confrontation. Good versus evil. The hero versus the villain.
When he succeeds, he tells us that it's time to move on.
It's all in the past. Because I beat you.
It's weird. None of this seems to fit. Like, I know that we screwed up the multiverse via our choices as the captain, but it doesn't seem like this is the way that this character would respond. It seems like he's commenting on things that are outside of the story that we were presented. And he is. The thing is, we've seen one character say all of these lines before, repeat all of these same ideas.
Friend of mine. Oh, close confidant.
Oh, my friend.
It's all in the past.
But that's all in the past.
Good versus evil. The hero versus the villain.
But what is a hero without a villain?
This isn't just any Mark, this is actor Mark. He's now in the role that he's always dreamed of. He's the hero. He's the one that gets to save the multiverse from evil. Even Doreen has us questioning our identity.
Can't say I'm surprised. You always were stubborn. Do you even know who you are? Do you feel like you've been here before? Or is this just history repeating itself?
She knows us. We are Damien. We are Darkiplier. Someone Celine always thought was stubborn, someone who's been stuck in a repeating loop of events, someone who keeps being told that they need their rest, just like the signs next to our cryopod tell us.
Get some sleep. You look tired.
In fact, there's a lot of small stuff hidden in here too, like how in Who Killed Markiplier we get this line from the detective.
Maybe I shouldn't have trusted someone so goddamn gorgeous.
And in Space, we regularly hear things like,
One could never laid eyes on a creature so handsome and or beautiful.
we are once again considered attractive. This is why, despite the fans crying out to see Darkiplier as a part of the series, he's yet to show up. We've been inside his body the whole time. We've been looking through his eyes. The problem is, we don't remember who we are. On multiple occasions, we have Celine in the body of Doreen trying to jog our memories.
Makes you feel like you've been through all this before. Do you understand, dearie?
She's trying to bring Damien to the surface. She's trying to remind him of who he is and what he has to do. And so now, with the universe being rebooted, I believe that's exactly what we're gonna start to see. Damien beginning to remember. Darkiplier becoming who he was meant to be. The reboot means the stage is now set for actor Mark and Darkiplier to have their final showdown. After all these years, they can finally put to rest this quest for revenge that's been keeping them going for so long. Basically, what I expect we're building towards is a reunion of all these characters towards the true canon ending of the whole series. An ending that'll put an end to the Darkiplier actor Mark feud, or maybe reverse time back to undo the events of Who Killed Markiplier. That is why we've been getting all these noir-themed hints throughout his recent videos. It's a callback to the overall tone and noir moments of Who Killed Markiplier. We're building to the climactic ending of the Markiplier cinematic universe, an ending that leads us back to where it all began. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. I'll see you in space on May 2nd.
I am neither confirming nor denying anything in that video. I am just honored that MatPat made it in the first place. Please go send the Game Theorist all the love in the world for that one. I am honored that they take the time to do stuff like this, because it is just like, why would he take the time to do it? Leave a like on that video. It's on the Game Theorist channel. It's just so fun to see someone dig in that deep to something. Like, it's just like, it's an honor. I'm just freaking honored. So seriously, MatPat, thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't smash your perfect Pokemon.